Etude 10 is about playing a really long line and not letting the bowing, whether it's as it comes or a retake, not letting the bowing disturb the length of your line and the shape of your phrase. When we get to the key change halfway down this first page where it goes from C minor to E flat major, there's no change in actual key signature, but you'll hear it. There's a double bar there. That part is all about syncopations, whether it's syncopating at a quarter note level or an eighth note level, and I'll show you more about that. I'll stop and talk about that when I get there. Right away it syncopates, but there's no retake like there have been in previous etudes. So this is more about figuring out when you see a syncopation, do I need to do that retake to make the bowing come out right later on to get a down bow on a down beat? Or does it work itself out by the number of bow strokes there are? And in this case, it works itself out, I think it works itself out all the time. So this is always as it comes. In the second half of this etude, where it goes into E flat major after the double bar, about halfway down the first page, it's about syncopation at the quarter note level and at the eighth note level. And I just want to demonstrate with the metronome what this should sound like. There's two different ways you can practice it. There's probably 100 ways you can practice it, but I'm only going to show you 2 ways you can practice it. So this is 126 for the quarter note. Quarter notes on every beat, pretty straightforward. I challenge you in this section, put your metronome on every other beat. I have a Dr. beat, so I'm just going to switch it. If you don't, divide this by 2, put it at 63, so you have half notes going. And hear if your syncopation is working out correctly. Not so hard, but it's nice to really feel that you slot in between the beats of the metronome and really hear that your syncopation lines up. Jump down with me now to the last 2 lines of this page of the etude. We're syncopating on the 8th note level, so let's go back to quarter notes. Oh, I'm going to start where it's marked mezzo forte at the end of the 3rd line from the bottom. It's an F and a G. As it was for the quarter notes when I had it on half notes. I just want to slot right in between what the metronome's doing. Now, double extra bonus points, move this to the half note and do the same thing. Is to push too much. You are not going to wind up lining up with that metronome after you leave the beginning of the 2nd to last line until you get to the 3rd measure. There on that G. So this can be a really good check. I can tell right away I want to push right off the bat off that 8th note into the syncopation when I really need to lean back on this and let everything take its full value. So these are just a couple of good ways of practicing syncopations. And anytime you're working with these Simandl etudes, I think it's really helpful to get rid of having the crutch of having the metronome on every beat, start spacing it out every other beat. Every measure is also another good way.